Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Sasha here. How are we all doing? So, it's Friday, and I thought I'd do a Friday roundup because what a insane and crazy and busy a week it's been. Now, there's been a lot going on with obviously the whole election, and it has been extremely interesting to me to see and watch all of this playing out as I was never yeah, Trump, go ho, yeah, everything is awesome. I was never like a, gun wielding kind of Trump supporter in that kind of way. However, I agree with Sonia Poulton, who was saying this morning, it comes down to what gets done and not what you think of the person. I know that obviously there are many pictures of Trump with Epstein, and there's many pictures of Epstein with many people. And that goes for Diddy as well. There's lots of pictures of Diddy with certain people, but then it's who is in your close network. As the parties at the top, there isn't really that many. And I've been to many parties in my time. So it's been really, really interesting to see this kind of leftist, wokist meltdown that has been going on since Trump won. And I, for one, was pleased to see that Trump won because it was a two-horse race. And the other horse, well, she seemed to be riding backwards and riding on the back of Diddy's guest list. And when that guy is in doing jail time in a New York prison, it's probably not best to get his ex-girlfriend out and all of the people that are implicated on his list out to endorse you. But probably not the best PR campaign I have ever seen for anybody. Now, whether that is manipulation to get us all to vote for Trump, I don't know. Not that I'm even voting. Like this, I am currently in the UK and not in the US. However, I have loads of, well, I'm in a global market, I'm in a global world, and I'm not into the top-down tier, two-tier control. Um, and all of that has been coming from the other side. It is the other side. It is the dark side. It is full of people who are doing the demon, devilish, sinners' work, as far as I can see. And you can normally see it in their eyes. Mm, you can, if you look deep and if you speak to people and go, what did you just say? And do you really mean that? And can you back that up? These kind of demons generally can't. And what I mean by demons, people that have got demons in their heads, telling them that they are able to do anything they like and whatever they say goes. And it just all leads to a real kind of horrible abuse of people and abuse of power and all of that kind of thing. So believe me when I say that I do not think that Trump is the Messiah or even that there is any other Messiah or that anybody is coming to save us. We can all save ourselves. But what I do also agree with is there has been a huge light lift energy, a huge amount of hope. And whatever you say about the Red Party, hopefully more of them have taken the red pill. Maybe that's why there's more red going on. Labour, old two-tier Keir, he seems to be not anything that a Labour government used to be all about. And he seems to have a lot of, shall we say, things that come out of his eyes that look really narcissistic and pretty fucking scary. Pretty fucking scary, if you ask me. Like, he is not a nice kid, and I would not want to, like, have dinner with him or let him near my children or any of that kind of thing, just because he's just not the kind of nice kind of guy. He seems to be doing like reptilian nastiness. Blah. So, yeah, that's what I think about that person. It's not that I think the whole Labour government is like that, but there are, unfortunate, a lot of corruption, a lot of problems at the top. A lot of people have got shame and things that they've been doing over the last 30 years and haven't seen the light and carried on just doing the devil's work. And this is what I honestly describe as the kind of people that have been possessed by the demons. And whether you think that's their demons or an outside entity, it doesn't really matter. Lots of people go, oh, yeah, their demons got to them. Well, if you go and look at Mark Atwood's podcast, he has just spoken to a psychotherapist, done a podcast with him that spoke about he dealt with schizophrenic patients for over 20 years. And he really started to have conversations with those demons, and he was definitely wasn't crazy, because he was healing these people and banishing these demons from people's minds. And people were able to take autonomy and control of their feelings, thoughts, and their minds, and get rid of these demons that are telling them that they can do all kinds of devilish things. So yeah, that's what's been going on. So I, for one, and I mean, God, like I said one thing about Tommy Robinson, and as soon as I said anything about Tommy Robinson, I was classed as a far right Nazi, a far right Nazi. Now, here I am sitting in my spiritual corner, with my altar behind me and all my spiritual kind of things that help me and keep me happy and sane and make me feel secure and comfortable and all of that. I'm all about that. And I'm all about making sure that we all feel okay and are not suffering and in a mental situation, and that we all kind of come together and you know really work together for peace. And I'm not saying that I agree with everything that Tommy Robinson says or anything that Trump says or everything that kind of hardly anybody says, really. That's how we all have our opinions and differ. But the way that people start calling out names and calling your names and going, you're this and you're that, and start attacking you, well, it really shows their colours. It's like, would you call me a far right Nazi if you were standing next to me at the bar? Or if I was pulling your pint, would you be calling me a far right Nazi? Or if I was your manager? Would you be? Or if I was your daughter, would you be calling me a far right Nazi? If you would, then yeah, great. But then we can have a chat about it in the room instead of this just hurling names at people, which is just really, really unpleasant, really unkind, and something that has been going on quite a bloody lot in the last 4 years, I can tell you. So I said one thing about Tommy Robinson, that's far right Nazi. And of course, said anything about Trump, that's it. I'm also a far right Nazi. And I just don't know really how I've ever ended up to be anything like that. I've been called a spiritual Nazi, an anti-vaxxer. Yeah, I was anti people go and get, all of those jabber wacky things. But yeah, no, I was like, I think you better be really careful because I'm not quite sure that the people in control have got your best interests at heart. And I think I know what the media are like, and I can see through this bullshit. And and so yeah, I've been called all kinds of names. Just this morning, I was called somebody that was just trying to get promo, and I've been banned because I just wanted to get promo, and that's been quite fucking amusing, really, over the last 4 years, where people have every time I speak, I'm trying to get promo. I'm like, well, if I sit here silent, I think you'll find that the world is just, well, I actually have that's my fucking job, you know. I run a company, a promotions company. at a radio station. And I've been promoting DJs for 25 years. It's my actual fucking job to promo. So if every time I say my opinion, that's me trying to get promo, well, so be it. I don't really care. I don't like, I really have had kind of my fill of people trying to discredit me and smear me for all kinds of things and just call you names and stuff. It's just really it's really see-through. I don't, especially when it's guys. I'm like, hmm. What? Do you want to give me a call? Let's have a chat about this. No, no, block you, ban you, don't want to talk to you. You've attacked some man. I'm like, I definitely haven't. Do I look like the person that is going to attack a man? No. I wouldn't attack a woman. I wouldn't attack a man. I wouldn't attack a boy, and I wouldn't attack a girl. And I don't re attack anybody. I will stand firm. I have boundaries. And I will fight to my own corner. That's not attacking anybody. So for all the people that have like that know me and have gone, oh my God, I can't believe Sasha said that. Well, hell, you know me. And I've always said it and kept it real and ideal and said it how it is. And it's just become more and more and more important to me to do that. Not like oh my God, I can't believe it. So this draws me on to the Liam Payne situation. And I'm also going to be talking about I've been watching good old Brian, proper 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 brother is Brian Harvey. And I would have liked to give him a big shout out, a lot of respect. That isn't me kissing your ass or anything like that. And I know lots of people will try to, but and I've tried to do an awful lot more. And before I go on to Brian Harvey, because Brian Harvey called it out on Liam and said, whatever is going on, the truth doesn't seem to be being told at the moment, and we need to be looking right closer. And this is true. It is true because there is a very, very deep, dark, and manipulative side to the music industry. And that is why I am here talking about this because I've been working in the music industry part-time since 1995, full-time since 2000. And I have walked the walk, talked the talk, seen the scene, and been to the parties. And I haven't got axes to grind with anybody, but I will be heard. And what has gone on with Liam Payne, what has gone on with Brian Harvey over the last 30 years and is still going on to this fucking day, is wrong. It is the wrongest of the wrong. And I am absolutely disgusted to see that some people really don't want to talk about it and don't want to wake up to it. Now, having worked in the music industry full time for 24 years, being a lover, a huge lover of music in its purest, truest essence and spirit, I'm an original born Essex girl raver, and I have been a DJ manager and DJ agent since 2000. I started my own business up in 2006 at Ideal DJs, and it has not been easy. And I have seen the highs and the lows of the music business and the media business and club world and people's lives and journeys in general. And so I was 100% with Brian Harvey when I was like, hold on a minute. There is definitely no way that this was, I don't think, an accident. It does not look like an accident. It is incredibly difficult to just fall off a balcony because balconies are designed so that you can't just fall off them and to your death. Otherwise, there would be people in Ibiza, holiday resorts, and places all over the world who are getting absolutely wrecked off their little tiny minds and falling off balconies all the time. It's not been known it's not been known that people have fallen off balconies in the past, but however, it does not look like this was an accident. And overnight last night, three people were arrested and charged. Now, those three people, one of them is Rogelio Nores, who was the tour manager of Liam Payne. Apparently, it's two employees at the hotel as well. And it looks to me very much like he was set up. And I was very, very suspicious of this guy at the start. As soon as it happened, I was like, yep, who's with him? I know how these things roll. I have been to Buenos Aires. I was taken to Buenos Aires as well on a black private jet. And what I can only describe as I was very lucky that I wasn't worse trafficked in any way because this was Buenos Aires, this was black private jet, this was billionaire. It could have been Epstein, but it wasn't. I don't think. No, I'm sure it wasn't. But the guy that it was very similar and probably on the Epstein list. It would not surprise me in any way. It really wouldn't. And so there's an awful lot of stories that I've got that over the last 4 years, I have had an awful lot of different types of characters, shady characters, shall we say, that have been trying to stop me from talking about any of this. Um, I've been in this game for a long time, but you will not have seen me on any other podcast apart from one, and that is the Liquid Bullet Productions podcast. And shout out to Lee Mayo for having some bollocks and not being corrupted by other people. Um, so that was about the Essex Boys murders case and all of that that's going on. And that was my first job in Club World, in the underworld of Club World, at the Blonde Barmaid and the top bar of Raquel's in 1995 in Basildon. And from there on, I went to be a page three model. In 1998, I became a page three model. More of that is on my YouTube, and I will be talking more about that as more things come to light regarding the page three glamour girl days. But the truth is out there for those that want to know and have got their ear to the ground. I will just say that on that. Anyway, I went from being a page three model to when I was still raving to being a club promoter for Sunday Central in Ibiza in 2000. Sky One covered me. And they followed me and my boyfriend at the time and a load of other people in Ibiza over that summer of 2000. It was a world of fucking crazy, fucking mental time. But I learned a thing or two. I really, really did. Um, like I saw Madders pop up. Madders was the owner of Sun Central. Again, that's a whole other story. I've got fucking oodles of stories. Sorry if I'm swearing a little bit, but you know, I think there's one of these things that, you know, sometimes you just got to get it out and say how it is. I'm an Essex girl, and I can mind my P's and Q's if we like. Um, but when it actually comes down to it, uh, I am a polite person, but I don't take no fucking shit. And people have been giving out some proper shit and being really abusive and abuse of power and all of these kind of things that have gone on. So in the music industry, there has been a really bad grooming culture. And this grooming culture all boils down to the sex, and that's what sells. And unfortunately, a lot of people of my age group were groomed in when they were children. Now, I am a keen researcher and I do like to do my due diligence. And so over the last 4 years, I have been learning the hard way, really, about what grooming is and how deep that grooming process goes. And I have, for some reason, uh, people have tried to groom me on a number of occasions. And in some ways, I was groomed in into different things. I will go into that further, but what I really want to break down here is the understanding of what grooming is and of what happens when people call it out at different times and how this has been done in the media industry. So, in the music industry, the big thing is fame, fortune. We've got the dream life in our hands. We've got the golden carrot. We've got it all. We can make your dreams come true. But unfortunately, there has been a old guard gatekeeper culture of people that have been using and abusing this power. Now, this goes right away from kind of assault and things like this that go on, really dark and diddly and deep. And unfortunately, this is what we are now having to. It's something that I've known about, but something that is now really coming to the light. And I'm really glad it is with the whole Diddy case. Whatever the manipulation is still going on, because there's always a level of corruption, there's always a level of people trying to like save their ass and save their bacon and all of this kind of thing. But what the truth of it is that grooming is prostitution, is trafficking, is a network. And that network gathers people into their tribe, into their coercive control using the fame, fortune, manipulation of love, and all of this kind of thing to groom people into to believing that this is the norm, this is what you've got to do, and this is how things are. Now, I don't know. I, d I don't know enough about Liam Payne's history, story, and One Direction to make that many understandings and judgments on um all of the reasons as to why it seems that uh it's very likely that it was pushed. Very likely, I do believe. It would be unless there was witnesses and all of this kind of thing, or somebody confessed, and it's going to be pretty bloody hard to prove that. And I do suspect that is why you've got an abandonment by the tour manager charge. Because if he was just like, I didn't know, and like completely innocent, they wouldn't be charging him with something that can have between 5 and 15 years going down, inside. So, and that could just be the first charge to bring things further to light. I hope and pray that the Argentina police are going to do the right thing by Liam, by Liam's family, and by the law of justice, because, well, there's so much corruption in the police force, but I know that we do need the police force, and whether it be in Argentina or here or wherever it may be, I just do hope and pray that they do their job to get to the bottom of this serious um reasons as to why we see Liam just tragically his body coming home on a plane, and it just I know how this is just absolutely gobsmackingly heartbreaking. And that does lead me on to talking about Brian Harvey. Now, Brian Harvey, he is a boy from my kind of, well, my ilk. I'm 50, he's 50. I think he's like 4 week, a month different in age. This is my era. This is the 90s. This is where I grew up, and I was 21 in 1995. And they are doing this horrendous fucking see-through bullshit about stay another day. I'm sorry to get wound up about it, but I do because I think it is the most outrageous way of trying to gaslight and still discredit Brian Harvey. Brian, I know, and if you do ever watch this, Brian, I know that you were the brave one that went, no, you're not doing that to me, but you do it, and you've called out what this manager was doing. And he's not the only manager in this business that is doing such things. It is deep and rife in the entertainment industry. The network at the top, the vibe attracts the tribe, and they do get people who they know are up for these kind of thing. It's not even they know, they get it's a manipulation game. And people like Tony Mortimer probably are in a position where they've got it all, and if they say anything, they feel like they'll lose it, and or may have gone the same way. I'm not, I'm not saying that he has in any way. I just don't know. What I do know is that Brian Harvey has come on a right journey, and he's been so strong, and I commend him for it. And I'm glad to see got got his head as straight as possible to take on this bullshit. He knows that people will bump you off in the industry when you know too much and when you've called it out, especially. And and when there's so much money to be made out of the sensational story of the death and of the sales and all of this. Now, I have just done top 40 lost list of the music industry. It's on my website. It's istreamradio.com. That's iStream with double A. And I am an independent radio station owner, and I've been trying to decide what to do with my radio station. Because it's like I can't be in this music industry that is part of a grooming toxic culture. But I do believe in the power of music to bring us all together and to unify. Brian Harvey has done I think he did it about a year ago, but I've only just heard it, is his new track. So I think it's called Nonce, and Leave Those Kids Alone. And it's brilliant, and I'd love to play it on my radio station. I think this is how we need to be able to express ourselves with music and say it how it is. And that is one of the beauties of music. So I'll never be giving up on music, but I would invite you to go and look at my top 40 music stars that have been lost over the last kind of fifty years. And there's a theme and a pattern and an MO, and it's been going on. Now, the last track by Liam Payne was called Teardrops, and there was some really very, very dodgy symbolism on the front cover of this. Now, for that to come out and then him to be gone, that is the biggest symbolism. I don't know if Brian Harvey has noticed that or anybody else has told him about it or picked up on it, but the symbolism on the front of Teardrops, which is one eye as well, is all kinds of Masonic, Satanist, and fucked up. And when you can see these clear signs, of course, it's going to make you think the worst. And they want to kind of put it in your face and think they're getting away with it as part of the fucking kick. And that's the truth of it. So, Brian Harvey, I really do like, nobody should be buying Stay Another Day, nor Doff Robbins. I would have a good look into this charity's history, and I would completely reject their official charts, stay another day, 30-year anniversary. And I would strongly recommend that we all give Brian Harvey a really big, fat 30-year Christmas present and give him a quid, all of everybody. And not it's not about charity, like he deserves it. It's his voice. And they've been rinsing him and screwing him all of these years. And it's just horrible. And I saw the Daniela Westbrook when she was telling the truth thing, and she did say how it is. And I also know a lot of people in the music industry that are being shut down that have been saying it how it is. Shane Lynch from Boyzone, one of them. Stephen Gately also died in tragic circumstances from Boyzone. I was a massive Boyzone fan. And Shane Lynch called out Taylor Swift for being satanic and much of the music industry for being satanic. Shane knows. Shane knows, Brian knows, and lots of other people know. Now, I don't know how much Liam knew, but he probably knew too much. And when you know too much, that is the most dangerous position you can be in because that is when these people are like they're not just doing it for money, they're doing it to save their own lives. And that's when it is really dangerous and concerning. And that's why Brian takes all precautions to ensure that this doesn't happen to him because they would love to make a sensational fanfare out of something happening to him as if it was all him and he just had mental health problems and he was on drugs. And it's just bullshit. I've had the same bullshit done to me. And so it really shouldn't happen. So even though that's all like really hard, um, I would like to draw everybody to the list of music stars that I've made. Now, these are just music stars. There are more I could put on there. There's another DJ called Mighty Mouse that I could put on there. A Darius I haven't put on there. I know there's already people, so we can extend this list. But I would like to draw everybody to look at this list first. And let me know your thoughts and comments. I'm going to tweet it out. There is a live show that I did on YouTube running down these artists and seeing if we can see a theme. I'll tell you one theme. Loads of them died in LA. There's big problems in LA. La La Land is dangerous for celebrities, basically. So I would not go there if I was a celebrity, basically. And loads of celebrities there all the time. But, or, a famous star, do not go to LA, right, basically, because it's like loads of celebrities seem to go there and die. And we don't want that anymore. So I would draw you to that. And I've also done a radio show that's on Rumble and on the iStream website, which was playing the music of most of the, well, many of these stars. I didn't play one from everyone, but I will do if if the public demand. Uh, so that's it, right? And there has been a lot coming out this week, and I do believe it's all divine timing. There is so much coming out. I am in the middle of so many cases. Those that know really well and are watching with a keen eye will know that there's been quite a lot going on in the press over the last few days about football and stuff. So keep your eagle eyes open. I would love it if you could tell your friends, if you like me, to subscribe because this really helps because I've got a load of horrible bullies that keep trying to censor me. So if you can help me or being the the battalion, my army of allies on this side by getting my subscribers up and giving me a thumbs up and give me support, then I really would appreciate it. I promise you, I am doing absolutely everything I can in my own little world to bring all of these demons to like shine a light on them and to bring as much justice to all of our worlds as we can, so that we can have some peace and some unity and some love and some respect. I would like to give a shout out to the people that have been horrible, and I hope you find some peace with yourselves because it ain't gonna roll well with you on the old karma train because there's no reason for it. It's unnecessary and it can be only reasons for one thing. The truth is coming to light on many, many, many things. I hope that whatever you think about the change in power in the US, it is a superpower in our world. And if they're gonna stop this tyranny and control and make, well, help us to make the world much more freer place again, then I can only be for that. So let's hope and pray. I'm wishing everybody an amazing weekend. And yeah, do like share my top 40 list. I'm going to be putting a Substack piece out. If you're not subscribed on Substack, then hopefully you'll get an email and you can go and Substack or subscribe on Substack. Subscribe on Substack. Um, yeah, so that was a mental week, and let's look forward to a crazy badass weekend and another great week ahead. Keep your spirits high, keep your frequency higher, keep seeking truth, telling truth, a truth at all costs. Um, Truth is what makes us be able to sleep at night, and the demons having to knock themselves unconscious. To all the people that have lost their mind out there and being mind controlled, I have complete compassion and empathy for you, but I really do suggest that you try and seek help in the right way, and not put yourself online, um, and hope that you can save your souls because that's what they want, your soul. And that's it. So shout out to everybody. My deepest, deepest sympathy for Liam Payne's family. I urge you to make sure you find out the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because there is an awful lot of manipulation out there, and it's in these immediate weeks, months after somebody's passing, sudden passing. These are the times when you have the most power to get to the bottom of what's actually gone on with your loved one. Uh, got some kind of hair. It's taken me the last 4 years, and we've always been digging hard for the truth of what happened to our loved one, and my brother's husband, and we are getting there. So I know how difficult it is to deal with the shocking tragedy of true life crime, true life abuse, abuse of power, assault, grooming, all of this. Grooming is often where all of this kind of abuse starts. They need people to get into their gang. And we can't change the past, but we can make things better for the future. And that's why I speak, and that's why I keep on talking, and that's why I urge everybody to keep your spirits high, keep your soul yours, keep your sovereign power, and call your power back. Have compassion. Don't get drawn into any fights. If people want to lose your friendship because of they don't agree with your opinion on who won, if you're giving it compassionately and empathically, then that's their choice. Let them go. Let them go with the flow. Just go with that. And I urge everybody to stay connected, stay strong, and go listen to my show that I did with all these amazing stars that we've lost too soon. I was channeling from the divine of the music, stars in heaven, and makes me feel better. And I hope I could do good service to the music gods, basically. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you all. Give us a thumbs up, give us a share, subscribe. You can even join my club on YouTube now. And if anybody wants to join, then we'll start doing things in that club. So, big love, over and out.